Hi everyone, Chris Natzke here with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching with your Mind of a Champion Tip of the Week live on Facebook. Today I want to talk about the concept of creation versus reaction. Creation versus reaction. I think it was Henry David Thoreau that said, it's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. And I think you'd agree with me that we live today in a society that is very much steeped in reaction. Things come at us from all different angles at warp speed based on the technology we have, television, the internet, etc. And oftentimes when things are coming at us, it's very difficult not to become reactionary to it. I mean, I deal with it myself. If I see something on the news, particularly in the area of politics that might struck a nerve with me, there's this propensity to react. But what I find is when I'm in this state of reaction, it usually means that I'm also feeling that I'm being victimized by something. I really don't have my power about me. On the other side, when I'm looking at things from a powerful standpoint, I'm taking accountability and responsibility for things, then I'm more in a creative mode and it's much more empowering. So that's what I wanted to share today, because I really think that all of us would agree that we are much better versions of ourselves when we are in a creative mode and responding properly to things versus a reactive mode. Because oftentimes when we're in that reaction, we sometimes say or do things we regret. So when I'm working on this myself, when I work on this with my clients, and also when I'm doing some speaking like I was this last Friday, I'll be asking audiences these following 5 questions. And it's something I call having a forward-focused discussion. Now, this could be done with a person that you're just interacting with and kind of process this back and forth, or it could be done just journaling on your own. But it's basically 5 questions you can ask yourself to kind of move through a challenging time that you're having to make sure that you stay out of reaction and get into creation. So the first thing is this, is identify an item in your life, a time in your life, a circumstance in your life that is challenging you. And when you do this though, whether you're speaking with someone or you're writing it down, go ahead and just let her rip in terms of how upset it makes you. See, I think it's good not to be in reaction, but I also think that when we are feeling anger, frustration, etc., we have to let it out. So, one of my real good friends, we have an agreement with each other that when one of us needs to vent, the conversation starts with, hey, I've got to vent right now. And we just let each other rip, right? So what is that thing that may be bothering you at this moment? And then either writing it down or expressing it to a partner, why you're so upset. So that's the first question. Now, the second question, though, kind of takes that and encapsulates it a little bit. And this time what you do with the second question is you say, what's really happening? In this situation that's getting you so upset, that's causing you to react, what's really happening? What are the facts? This person said this, and that was it. This report came on my desk, and I read it, and that was it. See, because oftentimes what happens is we get caught up in a story. And when we get caught up in a story, that it's the story we continue to live in, whether it's days or weeks or even months or lifetimes, versus understanding, getting the feelings out, extracting that, and then saying, okay, what's really happening so I can deal with the situation. Number 3 is what's a solution, or excuse me, what's a positive to this situation? I can almost guarantee that anytime you have a challenge, you can find at least one positive aspect, even if it means that this situation is calling for you to speak your mind, which might be positive in terms of you finding your own power. So number 3 is, what's a positive of this situation? Number 4 is, what's a solution? What can actually be done? I think that most of the time when we feel victimized and we are in reaction, it's because we feel we can't do anything about something that frustrates us. But when we slow it down, and we look at it for what it is, we can start to look at solutions and look at things from a solution-based aspect versus a problem-based. And then finally, and probably most importantly, what's at least one thing you can do about it? You see, when we find ourselves in action and we know that there's something we can do about it, we begin to take our power back. It's when we sit back in that victim mode and we don't take that action, it's very easy for us to react to things. But when we're in that creative mode and we're moving, it basically takes that energy away and it puts a positive spin on it. As I was writing this blog, because I have a written version of this as well, I noticed that the words Reaction and creation are basically the same word with the exception of where you place the C. So if you place the C in the middle of the word, it's reaction. Okay, meaning that what you're seeing is things aren't fair, or they're not working out the way you want them to, or someone's insulted you. You're seeing it from that perspective. But if you take that C and you extract and you put it at the beginning of the word, it becomes creation. And now you're at a point where you have some say in the matter. You can take some positive action to making what you want to have happen a reality. So that's my lesson for you today, my friends. Are you in reaction or are you in creation? And always remember, the choice is yours. So thanks so much for listening this week. As always, if you found value in this, please comment, please like it, please share it. And I will see you next time on the Mind of a Champion Tip of the Week.